Okay, I just figured out effortless manifestation and how and why it works. And I'm going to do my best to explain this to you in an organized fashion because I haven't seen anyone break it down like this on here. So, and for those of you that follow me, if you don't know, I'm sorry, I always hit the mic. I am a science girly through and through. One of my degrees is in biology. My undergrad or my bachelor's degree is in biology. That is not saying that means I know everything, but just to give you an understanding that I've taken multiple upper level science courses and I have a basic understanding of like basic science fundamentals is what I'm getting at here. And so when I go and dig deep in all this manifestation stuff and laws in the universe or whatever, I do love to see real evidence or look at it from a scientific perspective as well, because I do believe science is just explaining the spiritual phenomena. They're intertwined, they're not separate, right? And I have been looking a lot into effortless manifestation. And and if you've noticed on my account, like sometimes I'll say things about inspired action and all that hoopla, but I never really went too deep into inspired action because I had my 2 cents on them. I was still digging into that, you know what I mean? But anyways, I've been digging into that a lot, right? And I've been really consistently trying to toggle to figure out how much do you actually need to do, like action wise, and what is that action? There's a lot of manifestation content on, you know exactly what you want and you keep taking steps towards that and you just believe that it'll work out and it'll work out. And that's true. That's true. But my challenge with that has consistently been like, I know things that I enjoy, right? I know things that I like to do, but I don't necessarily I know a lifestyle that I want. Like, I want abundance and ease and to be able to do what I want and chill. I'm not trying to be booked and busy. You know what I mean? Like, I want a life of ease. I'm not necessarily gun ho on any of my businesses or gun ho on being a content creator. I'm not gun ho on anything. I'm gun ho on having a life of ease. And that has made it hard for me in figuring out, like, the effort thing. So like, what steps should I be taking and blah, blah, blah. And then you have people that are like, you don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to do anything, blah, blah, why? And I was always like suspicious of that. I'm like, you don't have to do anything. I don't understand. Here's why that works. When I'm looking at rules of just the universe, or when I'm trying to figure out the flow of life and universal laws or whatever, I'm looking at rules, right, that apply to everything. I look at what applies to living things, but I also like to look at how life functions as a whole. So not just living things, just in general. You know what I mean? Because if it applies to everything, it applies to us. And then another thing I want you to note while we're going through this is I am coming from the angle that God or source, universe, divine, infinity, whatever, is everything, and everything is made up of it. Like this pillow, the house, me, the dog, the plants, it's all made from this one like source consciousness, okay? That's important because if you don't believe that God is literally intertwined and there's nothing that isn't of this universal divine source, then like, I don't know how you're gonna receive this. But if you have that understanding, then you will have an understanding. I'm looking over here because I have notes because I'm dead ass about this. If you have that understanding, a connection that I made yesterday was the whole path of least resistance thing, right? Because like I just told you, I've been looking into a lot of effortless manifestation and they're talking about how if you just do what you want, Abraham Hicks type of stuff. If you just do what feels good and follow that internal GPS system, then like things will open up for you. The path least resistance will show itself, whatever. And I've been kind of like, but here's why I think that's dead ass facts. Because everything, everything on this planet follows that rule. I'm gonna give you some examples. The first one that I thought of was just physical things, like when we walk or just our eyesight, or if we're doing any type of exercise movement or whatever, our bodies naturally lean towards a path of least resistance. That's why, like, if you have, let's say, an imbalance in your eyes, you'll naturally start to tilt your head or whatever because it's a path of least resistance for your brain to process what you're seeing. You know what I mean? Then you get glasses, you correct that, whatever. But like, or if someone has, something's wrong with their right knee, then their body will naturally start to accommodate and up their left knee, I don't know, movements more. Basically, like, our bodies naturally find the easiest way to do things. But that's not just us. Literally everything looks for the path of least resistance naturally, even if it's not alive. Water flowing downhill type of thing, electricity flowing down a path. It's going to pick the path literally with least resistance. Plants bending towards the light, whatever. It's going to find just the easiest way to do that. Everything literally fall. Oh, this is a good one. I forgot about this one. It's like social behavior and stuff. Like, people tend to gravitate towards routines and habits that feel easier, or like concepts, and like when we're putting together stuff, optimal work methods, problem solving, we're always looking for the most natural and easiest way to do things. Everything, whether it's alive or not, automatically on its own looks for the most effortless way to do things. We are energy. We as humans, we are following this same rule, right? And so in our emotions, this is where the inner, how that connects. Our emotions are our internal GPS system. I've already, I believe, spoken on that multiple times on this account. I talk a lot about emotional control because I really do think it's the end all be all when it comes to manifestation, that and belief and knowing. Back to that. Our emotions are our internal GPS system. When we are taking steps and doing things that feel good, we are more aligned. We are more on the path of least resistance. And as long as we don't insert thoughts of doubt, because thoughts are energy, emotions are energy in motion. So when you have thoughts of doubt, then you're adding resistance. That's where that belief and knowing stuff still is very important, because you have this flow, right? Think of like this water flow. You have this water flow. When you're feeling good, you're on that path. When you're doing things that feel good, you're on that path. When you have thoughts of doubts, then you insert blockers and resistance, right? When you're doing things that don't feel good, frustration, anxiety, whatever, just whatever, you're adding more blockages. But when you just do the things you want to do, and you have positive thoughts, you have a calm state. It doesn't mean you're excited and elated all the time. You're just in a calm, trusting state in life, and you are trusting and knowing, then naturally your body, your life will follow this path of least resistance, because that is the rule in life. It's like the more you do a motion, the more you do an exercise, the more your body gets familiar with it, and it naturally on its own finds a path of least resistance. You don't have to tell it. You don't have to find a way. If I lift, obviously when we lift weights and stuff, we have good form or whatever, but it does, at the end of the day, your body itself is going to find the path of least resistance, and you get better at that exercise. You get better at that motion. You get better at whatever you do repetitively in a way that doesn't have any resistance. So if you live your life consistently in a way that doesn't have resistance, which is thoughts of doubt and things of that nature, and you have emotional control, you can stay aligned, you can stay in a calm, receptive state or whatever, we naturally will be guided on the path of least resistance to our desires, and sprinkle in some visualizations in there if you'd like to visualize what it is that you want. But visualizations are only there to create the feeling anyway. I believe that's what Neville Goddard really harps on. It's not even about the visualization, but sprinkle those in there if you want. But I really think, I just put this together yesterday, so I'm really curious what I'm about to see. I really do believe that makes sense. Nothing doesn't follow that rule, so why would we be any different? Ooh, I like how it worded this part. I forgot. It says, visualizing and feeling as if our desires are already real energetically paves the path. It's like directing the water before it even starts flowing. I rock with that. And then also, I was saying earlier, or I saw earlier, like if a plant's path of least resistance is towards sunlight, our path of least resistance is toward feeling good. Literally, that's what it's about. You don't have to have it all figured out. To sum this up, you don't have to have it all figured out. You literally just need to have emotional control, stay in a calm state, understand that everything is happening for you and in your favor. Keep living your life and following that. And the more you do that, the more you will naturally be guided on the path of least resistance towards what it is that you want. I'll talk on inspired action in another video because I'm running out of time on this one, but dead ass, and the way I've seen examples of this in my life, dead ass, this is the sauce, bro.